As our couples performed their two routines on Saturday semi-final, Karen Hardy was watching every kick, flick and trick. Oh, will you welcome our lovely lady with a bump, Karen! Not long now, it's so exciting. All of our couples performed two dances at the weekend. Were you impressed with the standard, Karen?
Well, the standard was great, but my goodness me, the first half, we had a lot of nerves. There were a lot of mistakes out there, and I think the pressure got to them because from last week in the quarter-final, it seemed like everybody was going guns. But this week, a lot of mistakes by everybody, and we've said previously, don't put the mistakes in. You've got to deliver that choreography. Two dances, semi-final. I think it was inevitable.
First dances of the night, Frankie and Kevin started with a rumba, which had mixed reactions from the judges. Craig said it was sterile. Bruno thought it was really refreshing. I thought it was magical. Where did you stand?
I think magical was a beautiful word, and I think also theatrical. A big gamble. We see some gambles in the semi-final. Some are very, very dangerous. This could have gone one way or the other. But I have to pick up on something very magical. Light and shade here. And now she's in that mannequin, and then all of a sudden she breaks out into these opening outs to the left and right. And she really has been our queen of technique. We have hip actions in there, we have beautiful leg actions, and you can't see it, but she goes into what we call a spiral, where she beautifully crosses her legs and stays up on the two toes. Now, she's been the queen of our technique. The only thing I would have said with that, I would have pushed her a little bit harder because technique is not something that all the others have got. So I would have been using that to compete against the others. There was lots of floor dragging and beautiful lifting, and it was a beautiful theatrical number. I would have just pushed that. I would have used my asset there a little bit more. But I loved the number. I thought it was beautiful.
Mark and Karen's Viennese waltz. Craig felt that the transitions, Mark's transitions in the Viennese waltz, could have been a little bit better. Do you think that's true?
What we've had with Mark, he's almost our dark horse now because he's had limited technique. Technique here includes using the standing leg. We use the standing leg, we push more. It means the transitions are warmer, like plasticine. They're warmed in a lot more. So if we look at this piece of choreography here, they talked about the transitions stopping a bit. You can sort of see the join between each movement that he was making there. And then at the, a bit of a stumble there and a stop. Now, also in this, the music stopped there. So I think Karen was trying to use the music, but we never, ever stop in dance. We might create a moment, but we still keep breathing, we still keep breathing, we still keep breathing, and then we go. But if you physically stop, everything stops, and then it's difficult to get going again. So again, the transitions, if they'd have had more time, would have been more beautiful.
Simon and Christina, what did you make of their samba? A few bits went wrong. Talk us through it, Karen.
Yes, I'll show this because this is the bit everyone's talking about. But we're going into the reverse turn. He's made one step wrong there, which a deck of cards, it all goes wrong. But you see, we've finished talking. He's recovered. The mistake was really 4 seconds, 5 seconds, but it seemed as though it was a whole big problem in their performance. This was a fantastic samba for a semi-final. There was so much content and choreography in there. It's a shame he made the mistake there. It really was.
Oh, bless him. Despite all that went wrong, Darcy still gave him a 9. Would you have agreed with that?
Yeah, well, I loved what he did. So there was so much to mark him on. And if you look at this second clip that I've got here, you see that he does the promenade runs that go across the top of the floor. Yeah. There's a change of direction. He's got this lovely samba action into the bounce action that keeps going. So all the body action. And then we've got timing changes. Slow volters into quick volters. So there was so much content in there. Content, rhythm, direction changes. He's leading. Lots of reasons to give Darcy an excuse to give a really nice high mark. So there were mistakes. Everybody made mistakes. And I think that was maybe slightly blown out of proportion.
OK, Caroline and Pasha and their foxtrot. After their incredible performance on the show last week, they had an awful lot to live up to this week. Did they succeed with their foxtrot?
This woman is going to be my lawyer in future, the queen of selling. If we look at this performance, there were mistakes everywhere. Really? I thought she was tripping up on her dress in the beginning, but it's not. The tracking of the feet, and she kept doing her steps too fast. But it's not the dress. It was actually that she was making errors with some of the foot placements. And now that came through then when Craig started to talk about the top line.
Okay.
Because remember, we've talked about if the feet are strong, if the movement is strong, it projects up through the body. And they started talking about they would like to have seen her top line bigger, stronger, and more out. Now, she's had incredible top lines, but if you have a look, it all started to buckle again because the feet were going wrong downstairs. If the feet had been right, she would have had her normal, huge, big composure upstairs. Got emotionally involved, probably nerves were kicking in there. It was an incredible number, but very, very cleverly sold.
OK, we will talk more because we get an extra dollop of Karen as she casts her eyes over the second routines. But for now, Karen Hardy! I love that. I'm going to miss that. With two of the most sought-after tickets up for grabs.